People are asking, Sambiri, ndakagadzira munda wangu zvakanaka, ndikaisa mafireguard angu zvakanaka, pakauya moto wakapfuura ukajamba. Chii chinenge chaitika? Makati ndakagadzira munda wangu zvakanaka, ndikapisa zvakanaka. 2 days after, fire jump. How is it possible? Ladies and gentlemen, a fire, as I said, is almost like a living being. It thinks, it eats, it breathes oxygen. There's a lot of things that can happen in terms of fire problems. Or rather, I would say there are a lot of things, Queen's English. When we investigate a fire, we ask, what was the fire hazard index rating on that day? When I say fire hazard index rating, I'm talking about what was the wind speed, what was the relative humidity, when did you last have a precipitation, that is rain, what was the wind speed, as I said before, and there are a lot of things that can happen with a fire. And even if when a fire is coming from the outside, it reaches your fireguard, there can be a lot of debris, leaves that are flown up. And when a fire is burning, it creates its own wind. And where two fronts of fire meet, there can be a very big whirlwind. And some whirlwinds are known to take big sticks, burning sticks across. I've seen a fire breach a fireguard which is 9 meters and even 30 meters. Even 1.2 kilometers, 1.5 kilometers, a fire can jump. So Sambiri is going to be talking about the effects of a fire, the fire behavior, and then we are going to talk about the fire hazard index rating. I'm sure you have seen that colorful board that you see on the side of the roads. Some are written Nyarazo, because Nyarazo has sponsored quite a lot of boards. I can mention them. Very good friends of the environment, Nyarazo. And they talk about the fire hazard index: green, yellow, orange, red. You see on that board. And then you ought to know what is the fire hazard index rating on that day. Is it green? Is it orange? Is it red? No, it depends. Each and every color has its own effect. Green means, you just had rain, or the ground is very wet and the grass is very green. The rate at which a fire can burn in green is very, very, very minimal. And sometimes a fire cannot light at all. But as soon as it gets into, yellow and into orange, things change. Some areas, like in the Lowveld, can jump straight from green into orange. But the progression, normally it's green, and it goes into yellow, then it goes into orange, and red is very extreme. In the extreme red, that's when the ground is very dry, the air is very dry, it's very windy, and any little spark, even spark from the exhaust of a car, can cause a fire. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's know our fire hazard index rating. Let's study those boards that are on the roadside. Even on your phone, you can just type on your artificial intelligence fire hazard index rating, it will tell you. Then there's another index which is called Keech Byram, KB, that they call KBDI. Is Keech Byram Drought Index. That puts into effect the dryness of the ground, and sometimes you find that, like someone who's talking about a fire jumping after 2 weeks, the fire gets onto a rotten stump and it travels underground following the roots, and then it comes up on the other side. It can cause a fire. So Sambiri is going to talk about the Keech Byram Index, or Keech Byram Drought Index, KBDI, and fire hazard index rating, and techniques of fighting a fire, and all those effects that make a fire spread out of control. And we're also going to talk about the safety of land preparation using fire. There's a lot of things that can happen there. So, ladies and gentlemen, tune into Sambiri WhatsApp channel, the Sambiri on the YouTube, Sambiri on Facebook, on LinkedIn and on X, so that we can all be learning about fire. And please share some of these posts. Sambiri also needs the likes and the spread of the word on social media. It's fun, but it shows, it's an index to show that we are on one page. So ladies and gentlemen, tune into Sambiri and let's learn about fire. Let's learn about the environment together. You know, like they said, what you teach is what you learn. So I'm also learning as I talk about these things, because whenever I talk about something, I'm also learning. And I'm also keep on reading, keeping on reading, and you also keep on reading. You have got your artificial intelligence on the phone, on the laptop, on the internet. Starlink is everywhere. All our internet providers, the phone networks, provide us with data. All you have to do is you get your data and you learn. And let's learn about fire. Let's learn about the environment, and we keep our environment going. Thank you very much.